On a mild November day in 1967, most of Augusta's movers and shakers gathered on the corner of 7th and Broad Streets to officially welcome in the latest edition of the Georgia Railroad Bank and Trust Company. The original Georgia Railroad Bank was on the west corner and started out in 1836 as a branch of the Georgia Railroad Bank, which at that time was based in Athens. That had started in 1833 when the bank was started to help develop a railroad into the heart of north central Georgia, the area we now call Atlanta. Over the years, the bank's leaders were among Augusta's leaders, both politically and economically. William S. Morris, Sherman Drawdy, Charlie Presley, and Doug Bernard Jr. Those last three gentlemen were present in 1967 when the bank moved from the northwest corner to the northeast corner, changing its address to 699 Broad. But it changed its image too. It moved into a skyscraper. You could tell by most of the stories in the paper that Augustans were amazed at the sleek, black-glassed 17-story building. "We designed it to be ahead of its time," said Robert C. Beatty of the architectural firm that did the skyscraper. "It's the kind of structure that evokes strong feelings." County Commission Chairman William Welch called the Georgia as much an Augusta landmark as the Savannah River. A Chronicle editorial called it a mark of strength in the business community. It was a big deal to everyone. The Chronicle even published an almost 40-page special section of advertising, most of it ads congratulating the bank. One advertisement from the bank itself invited the public to tour the facility and see original oil paintings. They probably meant the painting done by Betty Sanders, the wife of Governor Carl Sanders, hanging in President Drawdy's office. A news story on the furnishings reported purple was the dominant color of the bank, which also wanted everyone to know it had 16,000 square yards of spun fiberglass in draperies throughout the building. Oh. And the newspaper reported that the chairman's office had a plush avocado green sofa, and it was stain resistant. The building's still here, towering over Broad and Augusta. The sign at the top, which you could always see, has changed over the years. The Georgia became First Union, then Wachovia, then Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo moved its administrative offices out some time ago, and the last day for its downtown lobby was Friday. That ends more than a century of banking here at this corner of Broad Street and 7th. You know, when they moved into the Georgia Railroad Bank building in 1967, everyone thought it was special. One bank employee, identified as Elizabeth Sasser, even wrote a poem about it, and they printed it in the newspaper. The last stanza of that poem says, "The years will pass on, and our memories still linger." Well, when it comes to the Georgia, they do, don't they?